Hello once again, and this is my February haul. It's not particularly as big as the ones I've been doing recently, but it's still a decent amount. So I've got right here 3 DVDs and 3 Blu-rays, so let's get started. So the first Blu-ray is The X-Files Fight the Future. This was the first X-Files movie, the first one released in theatres. HMV didn't have the second one, I Want to Believe, but I was going to get the second one as well, but they didn't have it, so stuck with the first one, which isn't too bad because the second film, continuity-wise, it takes place after season 9, I think, and I'm only on season 5, so I can wait a while to get the second one. I'll probably order the second one. This one, continuity-wise, takes place after the events of the fifth season, and I'm halfway through the 5th season. So yeah, so I needed this. I don't know why my box set didn't have them for some reason, even though the old DVD sets used to. So I don't get what the hell the Fox were playing at. Yeah, this is the theatrical version and an extended cut. The title, Fight the Future, technically that's not the actual title of the film. The film originally was just called The X-Files or The X-Files Movie, but then Fight the Future was the tagline, but it was sort of similar to Die Hard 2. You know, Die Harder was the tagline, but then it kind of turned into the title, or a subtitle rather. I think it might have been after I Want to Believe came out. They made Fight the Future the title. Next Blu-ray is an absolute classic, The Exorcist. Long time banned film in this country. Well, it wasn't technically banned because there's no record in the BBFC's database that suggests it was banned, but you couldn't buy it for a while. This is the extended cut, also known as the version you've never seen, and the theatrical version. Yeah, that cover right there. That's, if you're a horror fan, you pretty much instantly recognise that cover and instantly know what film it is. The scariest movie of all time. I've seen the extended version. I've not watched the theatrical cut yet. It was a very good film overall. I preferred the first half to the second half, like most people do, because the first half, properly built up the tension. It was very slow paced, and I'm not a big fan of slow pacing, but it works in this case. It got a little bit silly near the end of it when during like the exorcism. So here's the extended version. And there's the theatrical cut, and behind the extended version's disc. Yeah, just an important notice thing about how you need like malware, software updates and such to your Blu-ray player in order to play it. A few of my Warner ones have that thing in. And the final Blu-ray was Halloween, which I recently did a review of the absolutely appalling Atari game of. I've still yet to watch it, but it should be good. I've heard good things about it. There's the disc, and inside we get a leaflet for something about Thornton Park, get a voucher, and something about streaming service. With the The Exorcist and Halloween, I managed to get the price knocked down because here's the story. I wasn't going to get Halloween initially. I was going to get the 2 X-Files films plus The Exorcist because that would work out about £20. Because HMV have where it's 3 for £20 and 25 for 30 on Blu-rays, and I was going to buy the first X-Files film plus the extras to get that rounded up, but after I saw they didn't have the second X-Files film and they had Halloween, I thought, I'm going to kick myself if I don't get Halloween, so I got Halloween. And actually, Halloween and the Exorcist were part of a different deal. They were part of a 2 for £13 deal, as opposed to the standard 3 for $20 deal. But and so I was expecting, to pay over, but they managed to round it up to the £20, which was pretty good. And also, but unfortunately, that's the thing, that I can't check prices because HMV have closed their online store for a while. I mean, they were saved. I think it was literally like the same day that they were saved, and they put out the list of the locations that are closing. Which, fortunately, my HMV wasn't one of the ones. And so when I checked the website, when I checked their store, it just kept linking me back to the homepage of their main website. It probably will come back at some point because their online store closed last time they went into administration for a while, but then it came back. Anyway, let's continue. So these are the DVDs. These are ones that I got in market, second-hand ones. First one is Arthur. Now this is quite an interesting one because it's an alright film. It's not one of my favourites, but it comes in one of these snap cases like that Warner used to do a while ago. They don't do it anymore, mainly because these things get tatty as hell. This one's in pretty good condition, although right there, as you can see, part of it did scratch off, so I fixed that with a bit of Sharpie. And interestingly, that picture right there isn't actually from Arthur. It was from Arthur 2, I think. They got the picture wrong. But these are quite rare to come across now, these snapper cases, because I think Warner stopped doing them like 15 years ago or something, after they realised people didn't like them. And so it's more common to find them in these type of cases, in the keep case type. But yeah, it's cool to find a snapper case. There's the disc. Next one, which I showed you briefly, is Get Carter. This is the original Get Carter, not the, from what I understand, shitty Sylvester Stallone or blaxploitation version. And oddly, look at, you can't see it on camera, but if you look at the picture on the cover, it's quite pixelated for some reason. Even though like the title and like the certificates and things are fine, so I don't think this is a bootleg. I think this is like a proper one, but it was just cheapness on Warner's behalf. But this is a very good film, highly recommended. Probably Michael Caine's best film, although I've not seen many Michael Caine films. Here's the disc. And also, if you watch Get Carter again, or if you watch it if you haven't already seen it, watch out for the six-fingered bar patron. Near the beginning, when Michael Caine's in the pub, you can see there's a close-up of a person like drinking a pint of something, and he's got 6 fingers. He's got 5 fingers and a thumb. So I'm not sure whether or not he had like a prosthetic finger put on, and they put it on just to see, and the filmmakers put it there just to see if somebody noticed it, or whether the extra really had 6 fingers and they drew a bit of attention to it just to see if people would catch it. Then the final DVD is Inglourious Basterds. This is not the Tarantino version. In fact, I've got the Tarantino version right here. There it is. This is not the Tarantino Inglourious Basterds, even though it says includes an interview with Quentin Tarantino. This is an Italian film that came out in the 70s, I think. which Tarantino liked the title, so he basically bought the title, I think. Actually, no, I don't think he pinched it. I think he bought the rights to use the title. You know, and he misspelt the title in his version. This version has the title spelled correctly. And from what I understand, the only sort of similarities is that this one takes place in the Second World War, like the Tarantino version, but the plot is completely different. I've still yet to watch it. There's the disc. Which bizarrely, on the cover, the Bastards is censored, but on the disc it's normal. And in here we get a little leaflet thing, win Optimum DVD, see details. So let's see, when was this active? I think this was active in about 2010, I think, was when it expired, so I probably won't win any of them. And inside we just get a mini poster right here for Ponyo, which is an odd choice, you know, because it's like sort of like a kids' film or something. Why is it in Inglourious Bastards? Oh well. Okay, so that's it, and I'll see you all next time.